For those of you who cannot read, below me is the score of me versus Salty Taco. Yes, in the background, we have all of his salt. Don't be too sad, Taco. I beat everyone in the league. I have high score of the week, which means your commish gets to do predictions, and hey, you get the blessing of having me guess right for once. I'm not going to spend too much time. The score speaks for itself. Salt in the background speaks for itself. That'll speak the entire video. Let's move on. A Wild Rod versus Don't Hate Congratulate. Don't Hate Congratulate shows up yet again. This time not as strong as last week in the 140s last week. 110 this week to beat a Wild Rod. Jordan Howard posting a big fat 0. And who is the lucky man who's got last place last week? Debits does Denver, picks up Tariq Cohen. Does he accept a trade offer? I heard through the grapevine, no. Jordan Howard is sitting with a big fat 0, but you still get lucky and come away with the win. You motherfucker. Goddamn motherfucker. Don't hate, congratulate. Come on, man. Smoke with me. Man, Rod, you could have done a little bit of justice, made it a little bit closer, but still kind of a rookie. Show up last week, don't show up this week, maybe show up next week. I don't know, we'll see what happens in the predictions. All I know is that Don't Hate Congratulate can really appreciate the cunt. The K Hunt, Kareem Hunt, second week in a row, high score for you. Remember this is where me and Salty Taco's score was. Didn't need to be up for very long. I didn't want his tears. It's over-seasoned his meats. And speaking of Salty Taco, the Vagina in Chief has a Salty Taco. Oh snap. High sodium diet salts her taco, 126 to 88. Oh my god, 27 points from Chris Thompson. How do you even sort out that backfield? Looks like your division from a Wild Rod is really paying off. Derek Carr, since you're such a big Raiders fan, you can just change it to Raider Salt. Salty Raider. The Oakland Salts. And the Vagina in Chief falls to 0-2. She is probably clutching that belt every single Sunday, just hoping one of her team members will score since she lost basically everyone in week 1 and also lost. So, high sodium diet shakes a little Oakland flavored salt on the Vagina in Chief. I don't want to say in your taco, but I mean it's funny. Because it's Salty Taco, and then he's high sodium, and you're a lady. 126 to 88. You better do some trading. Somebody better speak up and do some trading. I haven't seen much activity on the board yet. I know it's only week 2, but some people need some people. And now it's time to buy low and sell high. Well, would you look who's 2-0? Mr. Stumpy Joe, the Stump, the Little Man, the Log. I'm gonna call you the Log for a little bit. What's up, Log? The Log is 2-0. We had Salty Taco and a Wild Rod drafting his team in tandem. Maybe they should have paid more attention to their team. 0-2 and 1-1. While the Stump, the Log, the big redwood tree himself, towering over everybody but me, sits at 2-0. And did you see how he did it? Todd Gurley hurdling over people, 27 points, just Ooh. And who we have on the other side of this matchup? The Wizard Sleevers. You had 3 players sub 10. 1 player, I believe, at 0. That'd be Jordy Nelson going out. Who knows if he's coming back? He probably is, but not fast. Bilal Powell, can you trust a jet? Ask, will his dick fit in your mouth? Will his dick fit in your mouth? No. And the giant redwood tree, he goes on 2-0. Todd Gurley just will Duke's dick fit in your mouth? Or should I say, Duke shows up this week and says, will this dick fit in your mouth? And just tries to force it on in there. And Willie just is like, I thought I drafted a good team. Hey, we looked at your team, we thought it might be okay too. And then football started. The fancy gods just are not into it yet. Maybe they're easing in, maybe week 4, maybe when the bye weeks start. Maybe you had a great bye week draft matrix. But until then, dicks just keep trying to fit in your own mouth over and over, just jamming them in there. Just David's dick, a town ho, Amber's, and look who's posting a -4. That's right, it's the Jets D. Man, I hate to say it, it's not like you would have won, but you can stream a different defense. No one's picking up the Jets D to play them. Don't worry, Will. You can get them back next week if you want. Time to look into streaming a defense so that people stop trying to shove shit into your mouth. Because so far, everybody has been successful whether it fits or not. Ty Montgomery, Emmanuel Sanders, Rob Gronkowski. What do these high scores have in common? They're all on Debits Does Denver. Second highest score of the week, 142 against the Town Ho, who posted the highest score of the week last week. Debits showed up and just started crushing. Emmanuel Sanders catching balls. Gotta love that, especially against Dallas. Go Broncos. It's like me, I beat everybody in the league this week. I can't do that every week when people get tired. So Debits Does Denver comes out on top, beating a Town Ho like people like to beat Town Hoes. Backhanded. Debits goes to 1-1. Town Ho 1-1. Week 3 coming up, motherfuckers. And guess who gets to do predictions? Oh, I might as well do them right here, right now. High score of the week, Commissioner. We're gonna see if we can't do better. I believe Amber got 2 out of 6. Jose went 3 out of 6. First matchup, we've got Debits Does Denver versus, guys, I think this one ends up being closer than expected. Or Debits Does Denver still playing Cam Newton over Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford has been showing up, throwing touchdowns. Although, I just don't like the Seahawks, and you have Baldwin, dude. For this reason, I think it's going to be close, but Debits comes out on top. We're going to say 120 to 112. A Town Ho versus the Wizard Sleevers. Now, Town Ho came out really strong in week 1, kind of had a setback in week 2. We have the Wizard Sleevers putting all their money on the Green Bay Packers and a little rookie named Dalvin Cook. Minnesota has been running too well. They're going to play a little bit of a different defense this week, but I'm going to have to go a Town Ho. I think Town Ho skyrockets up back to 135. I think Deceivers finally break 100, but only by a little bit, 105. A Salty Taco versus Willis Dick Fit in Your Mouth. Salty Taco, are you ready to try to shove it in his mouth? I don't know if you are. If Le'Veon Bell didn't show up for you one more time, or Ezekiel Elliott gets stuffed, your team is pretty much dust. But on the flip side, Isaiah Crowell and the Cleveland running backs aren't doing anything, and Odell Beckham Jr. is on the Giants, who are just struggling in week 1 and week 2. Last but not least, Kelvin Benjamin on that team is kind of boom or bust. So, I'm going to put this one both sub 100. Salty Taco, you're going to edge them out 99 to 95, but I think this is going to be the close game of the week, guys. Both 0-2 teams battling for a win, but I'm going to commit 99-95 Salty Taco. It's my present for all this salt that you gave me. I gotta give you something. The Redwood versus the Oakland Salts. Oakland Salts and the Redwood are also going to have a close match because I think both these teams are going to go off this week. And we're talking like one of them potentially is going to be making predictions next week. Jay Ajayi, Chris Thompson, Demaryius Thomas, all these players I'm figuring are having big weeks. With the addition of the new running backs in Washington, we don't know really what's going to happen with that, but Chris Thompson looked pretty good. He did break free for a really long one. Jay Ajayi's got that workload. Demaryius Thomas got Trevor Siemian now. Siemian, respect Peyton Manning. 140 to 128. The mighty Redwood falls to high sodium diet. Both go 2-1. That's what I think. I think high sodium diet might get high score of the week. I don't know. Don't hate, congratulate versus our very own VIC, the Vagina in Chief. Sorry, Vagina in Chief, not just because you win against me, But because your team's looking rough, some more running backs, possibly some better receivers and quarterbacks and tight ends and defense. But anyway, don't hate, congratulate. It's got a damn solid team, and the cunt is going off. They let him run, they let him catch, they let him do it all. I don't think you stand a chance. I say this is the biggest blowout of the entire week. I say Crazy goes off for 120, and Vagina doesn't even break 100. We're talking 92 points. Don't hate, congratulate. Or was mine the biggest blowout against Salty Taco this last week? Looks like 44 points. So if Crazy can beat the Vagina and Chief by more than 44 points, it will be the biggest blowout of the season. Last but not least, a Wild Rob versus yours truly, the MFC, the motherfucking commissioner. The lines on this game are that I have him by 1 point. It's thinking this is going to be a close game. But it doesn't account for Tom Brady being Tom Brady, Melvin Gordon getting 20 plus touches a game and catching the ball in a PPR league, the fact that CJ Anderson is going off, go Broncos. It doesn't account for the fact that Michael Crabtree is a monster. Who's getting thrown to the most on that team right now? Yeah, it's Crabtree, and he's catching touchdowns. I don't think you stand a chance, Wild Rod. You've stepped into the zone, rookie, and now you have to deal with the consequences. The MFC is going to stomp all over your panties. MFC wins 125 to 120. Those are my predictions. This is my video for week number 2. These are getting harder to put together because of my new schedule, but you know what? I'm still going to bring them to you guys because I love this league and I hate all of you. So here we go. Week 3. Look at all this salt. Look at it. God damn. Week 2 in the books. We'll see you for week 3. Peace out, motherfuckers.